Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. Back here for Bed Talk number 221. Today, I want to talk about, you guessed it, trust. More specifically, what I think is the most terrifying statement and conversation related to that statement that I'm aware of. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you know of some others. I say most terrifying because it's the one that's most avoided and typically is completely avoided and never happens. And it is this phrase: I don't trust you. You see, we like to assume trust, but the reality is there's many things and many ways that we don't trust people around us. We certainly don't trust individuals. We don't trust sometimes teams and organizations, leaders. We have all sorts of lack of trust. In fact, we typically break trust every day, which is part of the problem. We assume trust and we don't take intentional efforts to build and retain and rebuild and nurture trust. So of course we have trust challenges. In fact, it's the number one issue in any organization. No matter what their issue is, no matter what your issue is, I can tell you there are significant elements that are about trust issues. But we don't want to talk about it because it feels so crazy and so hard and terrifying to say to someone, I don't trust you. Let me prove it to you. I want you to just take a moment and think about a handful of people that at some level you don't trust. Could be at work, could be family, could be friends. This is not to say they're bad people, by the way. That doesn't mean anything about them except there's something they've done or said or not said that caused you to question whether you can trust them, whether they have your back, whether they will have your back, whether they'll be honest with you, whether they'll, all these questions of trust. So think about those people and then just ask yourself, have you ever told those people that right now, today, to some level, you don't trust them? Have you told them that you don't trust them? My guess is for 99.9% of you, the answer is no, you have not. And I get it. It's a hard conversation. I struggle with it, but it's such a vital conversation because imagine this reality. You don't trust someone, but you don't tell them, but you're going to interact with them and relate to them or not interact or not relate based upon the lack of trust that they don't know about. My guess is, given that reality, what are the odds that things will change? Virtually non-existent. So yes, there are times that we can regain trust by being purposeful and intentional, but I do believe that sometimes it's vital to have that conversation. It's perhaps one of the most important with a team member who's not performing at the needed level or expected level. You may have people, they say, they just don't seem to get it. We give them feedback, they don't seem to care. Sit down with them and tell them that in this area, you don't trust them. You can't count on them. If that doesn't get their attention, they're not the right person. Time for a change. So think about trust, talk about trust, ponder trust, and think about how vital it is to build, retain, rebuild, and nurture trust in all of our relationships, in all of our enterprises. And just think about, is it time to have that I don't trust you conversation? That's it for today. Keep taking care of yourself and everyone around you. By all means, stay connected.